This episode is sponsored by The Break Room, downtown's best spot for a hot lunch every business day.
On this episode, Vince Frye talks about the post-fire plans of HHB Barbecue and Top City Soda Pop, the Bridge to Bridge 5K, and downtown construction. We also have Safe Streets, Junior Achievement, and how you can help our local root beer brewers.
We're here in the studio with Vince Frye, who's a really swell guy from downtown Topeka Incorporated, and I'm supposed to say DTI, but that didn't happen, so.
You could only try, right?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Vince, it's great to have you here. We're always excited to talk about what's happening in downtown Topeka, especially when you have a business like HHB Barbecue that has some really great news.
Well, they do. Unfortunately, they had a fire there on the 2nd of January.
Yeah.
And, their motto, if you've eaten there, is, if it's smoking, we're open.
Yes.
Unfortunately, on the 2nd of January, it was smoking, and they were not open. And so the restaurant burned down, and also displaced was Top City Soda. Mm-hmm. So HHB has been looking for a new location ever since then, and their goal was to be downtown, and certainly that was our goal, was for them to be downtown. So this week they announced that they will be downtown at 906 Kansas on the first floor of the Architect One
Right across
building.
from our studio
right across
here.
From, yes, absolutely.
Good times.
So they're very excited, and we are too. And of course, we worked closely with them, trying to find a location that would be appropriate. And they looked at a lot of buildings, and of course, they have a smoker that goes in the back in the alley, and so they needed a space large enough for the smoker.
Sure.
And so what they found at 906 Kansas will be just perfect for them.
Absolutely. It's a great spot. We're so excited that they're, what happened with them, and they lost their business and they're coming back, really are rising like a phoenix, from the ashes of all of this.
Exactly.
And we're so glad to have them. The Meggies are wonderful people, especially right across the street from us, really building a good, strong downtown, just one person at a time.
Well, there's lots of great places to eat downtown, but we're lacking somewhat in barbecue, and people loved their food. They do a lot of catering, and so we were very pleased to keep them downtown. And what they had previous was a nice place for them, but this will allow them to expand and to do all kinds of things that they had wanted to do in the other location, but space just wasn't big enough for them.
It really, and it is a lot bigger. They've got great plans for this space.
Yeah, they really do, and of course they'll have a bar in there, and I think they might have some coffee and ice cream and things they didn't have previously. So it's a whole new start for them. But again, it's something that I know that Scott Gales and Mike Wilson that own that building were looking for a really quality tenant on that first floor, and they've found it.
They certainly have. Best of luck to the Meggies, and so glad that they're here, they're in the neighborhood, and they're really being a part of this renaissance that's happening downtown.
Yeah. And of course, the downtown businesses rallied around them and have done all they can to support them. There's a big fundraiser for them on the 28th of February at the Topeka Performing Arts Center, and people can still buy tickets and attend that, although tickets are going quick, and they might want to get those tickets before long, or they'll be without.
They'll be gone, yes, absolutely. So they're helping our friends out with HHB Barbecue and our friends with Top City Soda Pop. They've had some good announcements as well.
Well, true. They're not going to be downtown, but they needed something very specific to their needs where they could produce their root beer and to store it. And they needed water and lots of different things, and they found it out at Forbes Industrial Complex. So we're very happy for them.
Yeah.
We hope that when they're at a point where they're going to have a retail space, that they'll come and be downtown and take advantage of the opportunity there.
Certainly we'll still have their beverages downtown at many of the fine merchants down here. So it's a good, you kind of think if they were just going to make the product, and let's say they did take up a storefront on Kansas, and they didn't have anything to really sell in there because they were making it, that would have taken a footprint away from someone who wants to use that space for what it's intended in its location.
Yeah, and right now all they're doing is manufacturing, and they give it to places like the break room.
We're
and other
glad
places.
to sell it, absolutely.
And so they'll continue to do that, and they'll get bigger, and hopefully add some more lines. And when the time's right and they decide to have a retail space, maybe they'll come back downtown.
Absolutely, there are plenty of great people making downtown go, and really making it go for these folks. Just to see, they lost everything, and they're both coming back up and really.
Yeah, and imagine your livelihood suddenly up in smoke, and not knowing where you're going to go, and having expenses that you still have, but no income. And one of the first things they were concerned about was getting to their files to see if they had any catering events coming up that they needed to address.
Headaches you wouldn't think about.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And so, it's been quite an ordeal. And so they're great folks, and so the outcome looks like it's going to be a real positive one.
I'm so excited about it. Two wonderful local Topeka businesses that are staying around here. Now, we've got something coming up in January for DTI we need to talk a little bit about so people can start working out for it and getting
ready.
It's
not in January because that was last month.
Oh, yeah, whatever. What month is this?
I think we're still in February, yeah.
Isn't it March?
Yeah.
It's coming up in March, yes.
No, it's coming up in April.
April? Okay, well, March is when you need to start making sure you're in good shape for the Bridge to Bridge run.
That's right.
Just pick a month. That's what we're going to have.
The 18th of April, Bridge to Bridge. It's a 5K run and walk. It's our third annual, and it's unique because you go across the Topeka Boulevard Bridge, through Noto, and back across the Kansas Avenue Bridge. And so it lets people do some things that they probably don't normally do other than going in a car across those, and so they can run or walk. And it's a fundraiser for downtown, and we have a large turnout every year. And so looking forward to it again this year.
It's going to be another great event downtown. You're doing so many of them this year. I mean, we're over 30 events.
And there's more to come.
And plenty more to come. Businesses coming into the area. Come back and tell us anytime we have some good news, which is quite frequently downtown.
Well, and there's going to be more, and we're kind of starting to plan out those announcements because there's a lot coming.
And as we get back into that construction, just a real quick update, when they start back with Kansas Avenue here and start that construction, give us a little timeline on how that's going.
Well, they're going to start in the 600 block, putting the water lines across into the western side of Kansas Avenue. So the 600 block could be closed for maybe up to 10 days after the weather breaks here. We've had some snow and cold weather. But as soon as that
90 to freezing to 90 to freezing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as the weather cooperates, they'll start doing that. Then they'll start going down Kansas Avenue from north to south, putting in that water line. The enhancements that the private sector has funded, the RFP goes out next week, and we'll start seeing that work hopefully in May.
Oh, wow. So that's going to be going on one side of the street. You got the construction going on the other. So wonderful things happening.
Exactly.
And the developments going on. Any more developments with the foundation and bringing those folks downtown? You've done great work already. I mean.
Yeah, well, again, we still have people that are funding various things like statues and more enhancements, and the money continues to flow in. We're over $2.8 million right now.
I just wanted to hear you say that again because it's a beautiful figure.
And, statues are being commissioned, and it's an exciting time.
It really is. I know Deb Beisel's been coming on our show, and we've been talking about the notable Topekans who are going to be getting the bronze statues on the avenue, and she's been giving us a little history lesson.
Well, and she's a perfect one to do that.
Absolutely. She's a great storyteller.
She knows all the stories.
So stick around for those. You can find those on our website, talkabouttopeka.com, and hear us talking about Cyrus K. Holliday. We've talked about Ichabod Washburn, just the gamut of them.
The gamut.
We're running the gamut.
All
Charles Curtis, all of them. And we're going to get all through the statues that we've got in there, do a little piece for each one of them. So there you go. Well, thank you so much, Vince.
My pleasure.
Really do appreciate you coming by, as always, and thanks for all the work you do downtown and your staff with DTI.
Appreciate it.
Well, folks, here in the studio with me is Kristi Pankratz. She's the Executive Director of Safe Streets. Welcome, Kristi.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Our seats are safer. Our seats are safe right here in the room, but our streets are safer because you're here.
Aww.
Yay! How are things going with Safe Streets?
We are keeping really busy right now, Chris. We've got a lot of different things going on and some things that we're getting ready for, so we're really excited. One of our upcoming events is happening actually March 8th.
Oh, people need to get your calendars ready. Okay, listen up now.
Especially if you have young kids, ages 10 and up.
Okay.
We are doing an event called the Reality Tour.
Yes, I heard about this. I'm very excited.
This is the third installment, and it's going to be the best.
Yes. Take us on a trip to the reality tour.
Well, we've all kind of done in high school, there was the rec that they would simulate, during prom time to show kids that drinking is bad. Well, the reality tour takes this to the next level. It walks kids and their parents, guardians, caregivers through kind of the consequences of alcohol and drug use.
Very good.
We are partnering with Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. That's going to be the venue March 8th. We're offering 2 tours is what we're calling them at 1 and 4. It is free to the public, but there are limited seating there, so we ask you to call and RSVP to us.
And get ready and to RSVP to Safe Streets.
Yes.
So what's the best way for folks to do that?
Give us a call, 266-8666.
So the reality tour, well, it's kind of my life every day, but I think I could probably learn a few things. Yes.
It's just a great opportunity to kind of start the dialogue with your kids about the dangers of underage drinking and drug use. So,
yeah, and it's a topic that needs to be discussed, of course.
Yes.
And a lot of people might have a hard time figuring out how to do that. What's the best way?
Exactly. And our thing is, it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter when, just start the conversation. And if you're not quite sure how to, reality tour is a great opportunity to do that. So it is, again, it's free and open to the public. So we just really encourage parents, grandparents even, or if you're a big brother or just if you're invested in the lives of kids and you've got that special kid in your life, bring them over.
Another really fun piece of the Safe Streets meetings, of course, the champion of character gets announced there, and really great people doing great things get recognized.
Yes, we work with the City of Character and Cindy Patton to recognize either at least one person or group each month. Sometimes we've had more than one, which is really cool. This last time was James Mosier, who's a harpist?
Yeah, a harpist, yeah.
I wasn't quite sure of what.
Yeah, I think that's, that is, I think it's harpist, yes.
We'll go with harpist. Yeah. And he provided some music beforehand, and it was just beautiful. I mean, it's just amazing what people in our community do.
Absolutely.
And anyone who has knows of somebody who's going above and beyond, out of their way, just to do something good for another person or good for the community, please send us their nomination. You can call me and I can help connect you to the right person.
And there are plenty of people in this. Of course, James Mosier was volunteering through Midland Hospice and playing harp for families who really needed something uplifting. Yeah. And really made a difference in somebody's life. And it's something you may not think about nominating a harpist for a champion of character award, but really that someone who's going to do that and sit there and volunteer to share what they do, their art and their music with people who really need something uplifting. Exactly. It means that his character is a champion.
Exactly.
Right? And there's so many people in this community and all over that really deserve to be recognized. So just think about it. Nominate them.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
It's good, and it's fun probably sorting through the nominations, and
it is.
And maybe even a little difficult because how do you say
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great people out there, and there are so many stories we haven't heard yet that I can't wait to hear. So
it's going to be wonderful to find out the next champion of character at the next Safe Streets meeting, which is the first Wednesday of every single month at the Great Overland Station. We hope to see you there. Of course, if you want to see my face, well, you'll be in luck, and if you don't want to see my face, we'll wear some sunglasses or something, and at least shield it from your view, so no one will look at you funny. But
that works.
Well, thank you so much, Kristi Pankratz, Executive Director of Safe Streets, and of course, remember, lock it, remove it, or lose it, folks, or I'm coming to get it. No, that's not me. Don't arrest me. I've just take that back. Sorry. We're taking that back. We're going to break right now.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kristi.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, folks, in the studio, we're talking about junior achievement today. Do you remember doing that in school when you were a little kid? I certainly do. We've got a couple of great folks here from their state board joining us to talk about an upcoming event. It's Jim Klausman and Stephanie Luke. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Glad to have you here. All right. Stephanie, would you tell us just a little bit about junior achievement for those folks who may have no idea what we're talking about here?
Sure.
I mean, it's hard to believe because junior achievement's been such a huge part of the community. So if you don't, well, listen up. And, well, if you do, then enjoy the lovely explanation.
Right. And Junior Achievement has been around for a while, but Junior Achievement of Kansas is the local branch of the world's largest organization dedicated to giving young people the knowledge and skills they need to own their economic success, make good decisions while they're young, to ensure a better future for them.
Excellent.
And what Junior Achievement of Kansas does is they train and organize volunteers to go into classrooms to teach a curriculum that's provided for the volunteers to go into the classrooms and teach. And currently, this school year, we will serve almost 26,000 children in 1,200 classrooms across the state.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, very good. And it's been happening a long time. As I said, I remember doing it in school, and I'm way old, so. Tell us a little bit about the Business Hall of Fame. That's a big thing every year.
Sure.
Encourages young people to look up to those who've really done something great in our community. Jim,
Well, we were very fortunate. Back in 2003, we started the Hall of Fame, and actually Vince Frye, who Vince Frye's with downtown Topeka now, came up with the idea to really honor those in the community that have shown leadership, business acumen, and really be an inspiration for the young kids. And we started back, like I said, in 2003, and since then we've honored 52 different individuals for their inspiration for the community and at large.
wow, and there's a lot of great people on that list of folks that, discuss some of the people that are on that list of 52. I mean, you don't have to count it off the top of your head, but.
Sure. Many will recognize Jim Parrish,
Absolutely,
Dean Farrell, builder here in town, Dr. Palmberg with Stormont Vale, Maynard Oliverius with Stormont Vale. The list just really goes on and on. People that really made a huge impact in Topeka.
Very good. And Stephanie, we want to talk a little bit about some of those who are being honored this year. We have 4 honorees, we'll call them here. Tell us a little bit about some of them.
Yeah, we're very excited about our honorees for this year. The first I'll name is Patty Bossert, who is the president of Premier Employment Solutions and Key Staffing.
I feel like we need a drum roll or something.
Yes. And the second laureate we have is Steve Bryman, who was a former principal at Bartlett & West, an engineering firm.
Great folks. I know his family, Bryman's Leading Jewelers, right down the street here in downtown.
Yep.
Very good folks. And we have a couple other folks. Big names here. John Dicus.
Sure, great big name, just right down the street as well.
Yeah, right down here.
With Capital Federal, and he's the chairman and CEO, and John preceded his dad, Jack Dicus, and actually his dad was an honoree a few years ago as well. So John's done a tremendous job with Capital Federal. They're a huge influence in Topeka, particularly in the downtown area. And then Greg Schwert, who's a local architect, and we've actually done business with Greg for 28 years now, going back to Thomas Buchanan and Schwert with that firm, and Greg later bought that firm out and it became Schwert Design. And they do architectural buildings all across not only Kansas, but in the whole Midwest area.
And of course, there is an event every year. It's the tribute dinner that we have. It's a kind of raises some funds for junior achievement as well. Tell us a little bit about that, Stephanie.
Sure. The tribute dinner this year is going to be held on Thursday, March 5th at the downtown Ramada. Tickets are $175 per person, or a table for 10 is $1,500. And you can call the JA office at 785-235-3700 or email amy@kansasja.org to put in your request for a table. It should be a fabulous event. It's always a really great time and always has great food and great people to see.
Everybody always looks forward to it. It's always over the top awesome.
It is,
at the event. How many years has that been going on?
Since 2003, and it is one of the best events in Topeka, and so if you've not had the chance, 175 is really a small amount to come and see some really inspirational people. And of course, the dinner is outstanding as well.
It's kind of a hands-on learning opportunity, and again, just a great opportunity to help your kids understand a little about business, right? That's really the idea here. We want to grow successful leaders, and we want to grow a successful community. That's what Junior Achievement's doing. So.
Exactly.
That gives them a different perspective. A lot of times we've heard from other kids that we ask them, what are you going to do when you grow up? And a lot of times a pro basketball player or a pro baseball player, or I'll just win the lottery. And we try to give them a different perspective in terms of there is an avenue through business and through entrepreneurship to really make a life that's really going to be good for you.
But if you do win the lottery, good.
That's great
good
too.
work.
Yeah. Not all of us could do that.
Don't
though.
rely on that,
Yeah.
right? Never rely on luck
sure.
either. Yeah, that's the other thing. Topeka is a great place for entrepreneurs, and you guys are working all across the state to make sure that kids across Kansas have wonderful opportunities in business when they get to that point. Hopefully, we're growing some great entrepreneurs. The next big ideas are coming right out of Kansas, right?
For sure.
All right.
Right here in Topeka.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys coming by, and we wish you the best of luck with the Junior Achievement Tribute Dinner coming up March 5th at the downtown Topeka Ramada. That's Jim Klausman, Stephanie Luke. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, folks, my friends from Top City Soda Pop are right here in the studio with me. Is this Team Pop or Team Soda? Which I said
Pop. I'm usually
I said Soda
first,
Pop, so
Soda
I didn't
Pop.
cause any.
so you messed it up.
Yes, right.
Pop's better.
Soda.
They're here in the studio with us because there is an opportunity from FedEx to actually win some money for their business, and we want to help them out as much as we can. It's really simple. All you have to do is go to their Facebook page, and there's a link on there for this contest. Tell us a little bit about this, guys. We have Scott May, Brian Adams are here with us.
Hello. Well, you know, with the fire, you know, we've got the challenge of having to totally rebuild our business, and that doesn't come cheap. We've had a lot of friends and family step up to help us out, but then we came across an opportunity.
We, you know, like you said, it is very expensive, but it's something that we are moving forward with and doing anyway. You know, regardless of the outcome of this, you know, we are going root beer will be flowing shortly. So
but this would certainly help it flow better.
Absolutely.
You have an opportunity for $25,000 to help out the business, and there are
Yes,
several
this
other
is,
prizes as well here.
It is. It's the FedEx Small Business Grant Contest, and basically they're offering up a total of $75,000 that they're basically distributing between the top 10 businesses in the contest. The first round of the contest is where we're at right now. We need community votes to get to the top 100, and then from there it'll be boiled down to the top 10. The first position, the grand prize winner, will get $25,000. The second place gets $10,000, and then the remaining 8 get $5,000 each.
None of those would be a bad payday.
I would take any of them. That'd be fantastic.
Not at all.
And so it's really easy for folks to vote. All you have to do is find Top City Soda Pop on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way.
Easiest way.
There's a link right on their page to take you right to where you need to vote. I did this right before we started here today. I went right through this link to the FedEx Small Business Grant Contest page, pushed vote for these guys, and
Matter of seconds.
they got to vote there. And you can do that once a day until March 17th is when the votes are the final tally.
Right,
begin.
once per day per social media. So you can actually vote once via Facebook, once via Twitter, and once via Instagram every day.
Excellent.
And every day will count. I mean, we are doing really, really well right now in the contest, but we've got a long ways to go, and we would like to be in the top 100.
Well, folks, it's a really easy way. It doesn't take anything but just literally 30 seconds of your time, if that. Go there and like Top City Soda's Facebook page, and then go to all of your social media outlets and go to this link for the FedEx Small Business Grant Contest and vote for Top City Soda Pop. We did Team Soda, Team Pop, Team Soda Pop.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
Root beer will work.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, guys. Best of luck with the contest.
Thank you.
You bet.